Women in the UK are now advocating for a curfew for men in the city following the discovery of a missing woman's body. Jaclyn Hill has seemingly owned her mistakes and has huge news for her fans. And a massive TikTok star is now getting backlash after the release of a recent TikTok. I got all the details of these 3 stories coming up for you right now on InformOverload. I'm Mackenzie, and make sure to subscribe if you're new here and check out our social media accounts for more news stories. So let's get into the first story. The hashtag curfew for men started trending in the UK after news that a woman named Sarah Everard disappeared and then was killed while walking home earlier this month. Most disturbing is that a Metropolitan Police officer was arrested on suspicion of her death. That officer, Wayne Cousins, is now in police custody and has been formally charged for the crimes. And this case is sending shockwaves through the UK and even the world because it seems that women can't even trust the people that are literally paid to protect them. This case has prompted a larger conversation online about harm against women, with many women telling their stories on social media and even suggesting we adopt a curfew for men following the situation. One UK politician, Green Party's Jenny Jones, even backed up that idea in his speech to Parliament, saying, quote, "I argue that at the next opportunity for any bill that is appropriate, I might put in an amendment to create a curfew for men on the streets after 6 p.m. I feel like this would make women a lot safer and discrimination of all kinds would be lessened." These statements came after questions online started asking why Sarah did not take a taxi home that night, or why she decided to walk home by herself in the dark. But these questions fail to realize that it's not her fault that she went missing, and her own actions are not the reason that she's not here. It's because of the actions of a person that decided to take her life from her. And we should not be blaming the victim for someone else's horrific actions. In an effort to stress the point that women should not need to take extra measures to protect themselves like this, rather we should just be able to walk home alone at night without feeling threatened, the hashtag curfew for men gained traction. And of course, the hashtag does not assume that all men would do this horrible action. However, all women should not have to be responsible to save themselves from the ones that will. One Twitter user wrote, quote, "Girls walking alone at night aren't the problem. Girls walking with headphones in aren't the problem. Girls walking down dark streets aren't the problem. Girls in revealing clothes aren't the problem. Girls should not be the ones who have to change their behavior. Hashtag curfew for men." After the news of Sarah's disappearance, one UK poll found that 80% of women in the UK had been inappropriately harassed in public spaces, exposing how large of an issue this actually is. As well, there's been backlash against the Metro Police Force, with questions being raised as to how this behavior from one of their own could have slipped through the cracks. After news of his connection to the incident, The Sun reported the officer had exposed himself just 3 days before Sarah's disappearance, and he was not arrested or removed from the police force. A watchdog investigation will now look further into why he didn't face repercussions for that action at the time. And I just want to finish this off saying my heart goes out to not only Sarah and her family, but all women who have gone through similar horrific situations. And now on to the next story. So we have a TikTok star getting in some massive backlash following a recent video. Tayler, who is huge on TikTok as well as YouTube, released a TikTok showing his friend Markel stuck on a high ledge in their massive mansion, saying in the video they had an idea to launch Markel up there, but now he can't get down. Then adding, quote, "Don't worry Markel, we have an idea on the way right now." Then Markel and the rest of the gang were shocked to see 3 fire trucks pulled up to their house to help them. And while the gang is mostly laughing at this situation and not really taking it seriously, the firefighters helped Markel down with a ladder. We don't get to see much context on the situation, like how he got up there in the first place, but the commenters on the video did not hold back with their criticism. Most are calling out the group for living in a huge mansion, but not owning a ladder, as well as others saying they should have apologized to the firefighters for wasting their time. Tayler hasn't commented on the backlash at all, but I assume that he's going to be releasing a video breaking down the whole situation shortly, and hopefully he addresses the backlash there. And for the last story, Jaclyn Hill is releasing a lipstick collection again, roughly 2 years after she released the worst makeup launch of all time. If you guys need a quick refresher, Jaclyn's first launch in her brand was a set of nude lipsticks. However, when people received them, there was what looked like mold, hair, and even shards of glass in some of the lipsticks, as well as most of them either coming melted or melting shortly after customers received them. She released an Instagram video to the Jaclyn Cosmetics page last week where she said she has an upcoming launch coming on March 18th. And although she didn't say what exactly the products are, we can tell from the video that it's some sort of liquid lipstick and lip liner set. In the video, she said, quote, "A lot of people say that when one door closes, another one opens. And I have to disagree, because sometimes you have to break that door down." With her adding that this launch is, quote, "the most anticipated, exciting, and nerve-wracking thing that she's ever done." The vast majority of the comments on the post seem to be positive, so it seems that our fans have been patiently waiting for a new launch and are excited to snag the new products. However, at this point, Jaclyn has a track record of absolutely terrible launches, so I'm just hoping she's actually learned her lessons and taken responsibility for the actions that caused her first launch to fail. Guys, let me know below if you're gonna be buying. I would absolutely love to know. I definitely will not be, but that's just me. Alright guys, so that's all for the video. Let me know your thoughts below. But before I go, I'm gonna shout out some comments from the last roundup. Mistress Jen said, "I think the best part of that Heron botch was the pop-up production team added. Love you guys." Yeah, when I said it, I guess it was like just combining Harry and Meghan, like Heron. It weirdly is meshed. But I really, the Karen thing, like I died. It was hilarious. Dennis, the international menace, said, "I'm glad you ruled out the Queen. My money's on Charles." Yes, I'm so happy he ruled out the Queen as well. And yeah, a lot of people are saying Charles. I don't know about that one. I'm not gonna give my opinion there. Then 44 to 852 said, "There's a Chinese phrase which translates to more or less, quote, if you can't govern your family, you can't govern the nation." That's a pretty good quote. Honestly, that makes a lot of sense to me. So, I mean, we'll see if Abolish the Monarchy, picks up any steam. However, there have been reports after that opinion in the UK of Harry and Meghan after that Oprah interview is horrible, is like worse than ever. So I think the British people are still very on board with the monarchy. Alright guys, that's all for the video today. Thank you so much for sticking around if you made it all the way here. If you liked the video and want to see some more, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel below. I've been your host, Mackenzie Smith, and I will catch you all in the next one.